2 sessions فاتت، واحدة للchemistry session واحدة كانت biology session. Okay, and I will put the WhatsApp group للكورس على الشاتنج إن شاء الله بإذن الله يعني. So first I need to explain about the science campaign. احنا we are deciding إن احنا ندي للطلبة 3 teachers. 3 teachers دي كل واحدة فيهم specialized في المادة بتاعتها سواء كان biology أو chemistry أو physics. Okay, around a course. الكورس ده الديوريشن بتاعه per month about 12 session، يعني هو هياخد في السبجكت الواحدة 4 sessions per month. One for every week. خلاص ده لكل ال subjects. ف you will have got a good offer if you will book the whole subjects together, and we will talk about it later on inshallah. And if you need to know more, I will put the WhatsApp group on the chatting box, and then I will receive any question by the end of the session. Thank you so much, and thank you, Ms. Heba. Ms. Heba, you may start.
You're welcome. Hello, everyone. I guess this is the first time to meet each other, so please, I need you to introduce yourself. Can I start by Mushira? Mushira. Hello. Okay, maybe she has a problem with the internet. Marwan?
Yeah, my name is Marwan. I live in Kuwait and I'm in the English Academy.
Welcome, Marwan. Ali?
Hi, good morning. My name is Ali and I live in Saudi Arabia.
Welcome, Ali. Mariam?
Yes.
Yes, my dear.
Hi, my name is Mariam. I am 12 years old, and I'm in Emirates.
Welcome, Mariam. Mushira, welcome back.
Miss, I couldn't hear you, so I left the meeting and I entered again.
Okay, welcome.
Hi, my name is Mushira. I am 13 years old and I live in the UAE.
Welcome, Mushira. Guys, I need to introduce you the physics. Usually some students feel like the physics is the nightmare, or maybe for the lower secondary it is not that nightmare, but it mainly depends on for the speed unit on the calculation. So you need to master the calculation, you need to master how to do the conversion to find the final answer. Also the sound, it is very lovely unit. I love it. You need to understand how sound is formed or how it is transferred and so on. So you need برضو to understand everything related to physics, light, magnetism, electricity, forces and energy. All are related to understanding, not just studying the notes or the paper. Let's start today with the speed, the unit of speed. I guess are you all using your laptops or iPads, or some of you are using the mobile phone?
Yes.
Yes, I need you to use a device which is compatible to FIT and to quizzes and Kahoot. So I need you to use the laptop or iPad, please. Okay. So I will start with the speed, and prepare yourself because I will ask you and you will answer on the chat box. You can answer privately on the chat box, not to everyone, so I can see your answer and I can see يعني till which limit you understand. Okay?
Okay.
the motion or measuring the motion is the unit 10 in your book 8. Of course, you know that in grade 8 or the checkpoint generally, you are going to be tested in book 7, book 8, and book 9. This is the first unit of physics in book 8, measuring the motion. What is the speed? The speed, it is a measure of how far an object moves in a given time. What does this mean? That means when I'm moving, when some object, airplane, me, or anything is moving for a certain distance in a certain time, this is my speed. So I need to know two things to find the speed, the distance and time. Now, for example, I have this jet that it is traveling at 350 meters per second. This means that this jet travels for the distance of this jet in 1 second is 350 meters. Okay? Okay. I have مثلا this car. This car is traveling 50 kilometers per hour. This means that the car travels 50 kilometers in 1 hour. So the distance is 50 and the time is 1 hour if it kept moving at that speed or constant speed. Now, if I'm looking at this pistol that is firing a bullet, and I want to know the average speed of that bullet, first, I should see the distance that the bullet will travel. For example, it will travel from this place to this place. So I need a ruler first to measure this distance. Also, I will need a stopwatch to measure the time. So, generally, we need two things to find the speed, the distance and time, to measure the speed of anything. Let's see why we usually say the word average speed. Usually, we don't use the word speed only. We usually say average speed of an object, the average speed of the car, the average speed of the train, because along the journey, the object may changes its speed. Sometimes it's 10 مثلا kilometer per hour, other times is 20 kilometer per hour. I can't exactly know the speed along the journey, what was it? So they calculate the average speed, the speed that the object takes along the journey. So that's why we say the average speed. And this question usually comes in your exam. Usually he asks you why we say average speed and not only the speed, because the object's speed may be changing as they run or along the journey. They may be speeding up or slowing down. I'll stop here. If some of you have any question, please answer. Please ask. Any one of you have any question related to what is the meaning of the speed? How do I calculate the speed? Why do I say average speed? Okay, I guess you don't have any question. So I will complete. Now, the formula triangle. What is the formula triangle? The formula triangle, it is a way to just make you remember the rule. The rule, you should write it. You can't use the formula triangle as a rule. The examiner won't accept it. So the formula triangle is just a triangle that help you to remember that the speed is equal distance over time. So what is here the speed? It is distance over time. But what if I want to find the distance only and I have the speed and time? So I will multiply the speed times time. What if I want to find the time only? I will divide the distance over the speed. So this is just a clue, not a rule. This is what I was talking about, using the formula triangle to remember the equation. Here, the distance is equal speed times time, the distance which is up, and I told you that the speed times time down. When I want to find the time, it is distance over speed. And finally, if I want to find the speed, it is distance over time. So usually the formula triangle is okay to remember. But if you will feel like it will make you مثلا a little bit confused, please drop it and remember only the equation. يعني if the formula triangle will cause you any confusion, خلاص, use just the equation. But if it's okay, you want to work with the formula triangle to remember, okay. Does anyone has any question related to the formula?
No.
So far it's okay?
Yes.
تمام. So I want to give you, usually we use the standard international unit. What is the standard international unit? Those are units known commonly around the world, and usually we are using those units in our exams. Type. The distances traveled, usually the standard international unit for it is meter, but sometimes in your exam you can find it as kilometer. Rarely you can find it as mile, but it's okay. يعني generally it is by meter. And the time, and the time taken is usually by second. Okay. So if he didn't ask you for any other unit, your answer should be by meter per second. Meter per second. For the speed. The speed is meter per second. طيب. What are the most important thing in this question? In this question in the exam, he needs to see your workout. He doesn't need just to see your final answer. طبعا you know you are allowed to use your calculator in both papers. You are going to use your calculator. But firstly, you need to write steps to show the examiner that you understand and you just didn't take the answer from a friend or something like that. طيب. Let us see some. خلاص. I will return back to the conversion بس here. Now, for this question, this is a sample of questions. I have a car that travels 500 meters in 10 seconds, and he's asking for the average speed. For me, I will put the formula triangle to remember the equation. And I will start by writing the given. What givens do I have? I have the distance traveled, which is 500 meters. I have the time taken, which is 10 seconds. And he's asking for the average speed. So, Marwan, from the formula triangle, can you tell me the rule of the speed?
500 divided 10.
So you just skipped the rule. Yani when I'm asking for the rule, or the examiner wants to see the rule, he wants to see speed is equal distance over time. Perfect. And the calculation is 500 over 10. And finally, the answer is 50 meters per second. Did you see the steps I followed to solve the question? This is exactly the steps are required from you to answer this type of question. First, writing the given, write the rule, do your calculation, the final answer, and the unit. This question, this type of question usually is out of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So please don't lose 4 marks for just rush up and skip any step. تمام؟ Okay. I will move to the next question. Now, I have problem 1, problem 2, problem 3. I will start by problem 1. I have a red car that travels 120 kilometers in 1 hour. A blue car travels 130 kilometers in the same time. Which car has the greater average speed? In the chat box, I will see your answer. Ms. Nurhan, could you please make my second account as co-host so I can see the chat box? Yes. I have to stop it and see the chat box. تمام. Okay. I'm missing two answered and 2 didn't. Do you want me to return back to the question?
Yes.
Okay. It will start soon. The sharing, it appeared. Okay. Okay. I will return back. Marwan.
Yes, I sent my answer.
Mushira and Ali sent the answer, but Marwan. يلا. Mariam. يلا, I'm waiting. But Mushira and Ali, your answer is correct. Perfect. Do you have a... Okay, no, Marwan, I'm asking here about which one is the fastest, the blue
أي مثلا لسه
or the
بكتب
red?
الستبات كل ستيب.
Okay. Mariam, are you going to share with us the answer? Because I need you يعني to solve another type, and we're going to do something else.
Can you go back to the question?
Okay, my dear. طيب, Mushira Ali, you can start solving problem 2. Runner A takes 45 seconds to run a 400 meter. Runner B takes 48 seconds to run the same distance. Which runner has the greater average speed?
Yes, I sent my answer.
You sent your answers? Okay. I will leave it but only for 2 seconds again and move to see your answers. I guess, what do you think is the most tricky in the question of this perfect, Mariam? Perfect. Marwan. Okay, perfect. Okay. I loved how you responded. So now I will give you a link, and this link is for quizzes. Do you know quizzes.com?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we are going to start like a live game, but before I will ask you something about that man. I have this man and I have this ruler, and I need to see the speed of him. Is him just moving? Is he just moving at constant speed, or accelerating, or deaccelerating, or negative acceleration? What is the meaning of that? For example, this is the man home. This is its position. I'll start from this position, and here he changed the speed, or he accelerated, or something like that I did to him. If we looked at the graph, we will see that the position, I changed the position from 0 to 10 or 9. So on the graph, you saw how he went up to the 9 and stayed the same. The blue one, the position one. Can you see how did this represent it on the graph?
Yes.
تمام. طيب, what about the velocity or his speed, يعني regarding the vectors, because you are not asked for the vectors, but for the speed changed up to 12 and returned to 0 because he is moving, or he's not moving now?
Standing still.
He's not moving بالضبط. He's not moving. The time passes while he's not moving. طب what if بقى now I change the position again? So I'm changing the position, and I'm changing his speed too. In your exam, usually you will have a graph, and in this graph he will ask you to represent the journey of something. For example, we will take it later, but now I need to make sure that you master the calculation. So I will give you the quizzes code. تمام. I will start it as live. No, the code is in the chat box. I'm waiting for you guys. Marwan participated. Mushira. Ali. Come on, Mariam. Come on, Mariam. We are waiting for you, my dear.
Yes, I'm joining.
You're joining? Okay. Okay, perfect. Your accuracy improved. Why it appears to me that 4 of you are done?
Miss, because we're only 4.
Huh?
Yes, we're only 4 who entered the game.
You yes, but it appears that some of you still, and I don't know why you entered by using 2 names. Okay, so all of you, huh?
We all entered once. I don't know why it shows our names twice.
Okay, so I will end it. Okay. هو يعني what I found that it's okay يعني maybe most of the question that you had trouble with were the one that includes feet or yards or something like that, right?
Yes.
تمام. So returning back to our normal wait a minute, please. I will give you now. I want to solve with you those type of questions برضو. No. تمام. I have now I want you best to take care of something. When I have a snail or any animal that is moving at very slow motion, of course, his speed won't be by meter per second. It may be by centimeter or even by millimeter sometimes. While the car طبعا or the car or airplane, trains or something like that, we are using the kilometer per hour. We are not using meter per second. While the human being عادي بقى, we can use the meter per second. It's no problem. I have here a problem. A migrating bird can travel at a speed of 30 meters per second. How far will it travel in 25 minutes? Take care in this question that the time is given in minutes. Now, I need to know here that I should do the conversion from the 25 minutes to seconds. It means I will multiply. Do you know how to do the conversion? If you don't know, let's return to the part of the conversion here. When I have the time given in second and I want it to be by minute, I will divide over 60. When you are moving from the small to the big, you are dividing. when we are moving from the big quantity to the small, we are multiplying. In this problem, he gave you the time by 25 minutes and the speed was 30 meters per second. So I should do the conversion from minute to second. How should I do that? By multiplying the 25 times 60. So I have the time by 25 minutes and I want it to be by seconds. So I will multiply 25 times 60. Okay? So when we are reading the question, we should take care very well of the time is given in minute or second. لأن some of you may do this mistake. تمام? And he's telling you, give your answer in meter and kilometer. He wants you to find the distance in both meter and kilometer. So first, how we are going to solve this question? فين راح؟ 6, 8. Okay, I guess okay. First, how we are going to solve this? We are going to write that the speed is equal 30 meters per second. Here, I did the conversion that the time is 25 minutes times 60, the conversion to be second. So the time will be 1,500 seconds. And he wants to find the distance from the formula triangle or from the equation. The distance is equal speed times time. So it is 30 times 1,500. And then I will do the calculation in meter because I have here the speed in meter. So the answer will be in meter, 45,000 meter. Also, he wants you to give your answer in kilometer. So I will do the conversion from meter to kilometer by dividing it over 1,000. I will stop and ask, did you understand what I did exactly in this type of problems? Please answer. I need you to respond. Unmute yourself وخلينا to feel free شوية. Open your mics and contribute with me. Now, do you understand what did I do exactly in this type of problem?
Yeah.
Yes.
So in this type of problems, the most important thing that I read the question very well. مفيش حد بيجري وراكم. محدش فعلا بيجري وراكم. And time is truly enough. البروبلم أكتر بروبلم بتواجهكم في التشيك بوينت إن أنتوا you are not studying the physics part. You just depends إن أنتوا حليتوا أو you understand from the tutoring or school أو أي حاجة فخلاص بقى الفيزيكس usually محدش فيكم بيبص عليها قوي. Whilst الفيزيكس is ممكن أقول لكم أكتر part مضمون لأن هو it depends on your understanding. أنت لو مذاكر وفاهم you are going to win the 6 like كده. تمام؟ فتكير قوي in the questions especially in the speed questions. Speed questions عشان هي أصلا التوبيك ما فيهوش حاجة ف usually the tricks are in units. And usually he gave you a unit and he's asking for another unit. So please read the question well. Now I will give you question. The cargo ship travels in average speed كذا. In a piece of paper, please start to solve it and send me the final answer on the chat box. Problem 7. A cargo ship travels at an average speed of 12 meters per second. How long? Take care of the type of question. The first question he asked for how far. So when he says how far, he means he wants the distance. How long? He needs here the time. How long will it take to travel between two parts which are 600 kilometers apart? يلا. Start to solve it. The question of cargo ship and send me the answer in the chat box.
This I sent my chat.
تمام. I will see. تمام مشيرة. Okay. I'll share the screen again. Okay
Yes,
مريم.
I sent.
تمام. تمام مروان. برافو. علي. ها. برافو.
Miss, can you get the question?
اوكي حبيبي. طيب. هو when you were doing your steps, you take care of that the distance is 600 kilometer, not 600 meter.
Oh yes. No, you do.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So
بس أنا مش باين لي إن أنت بتعملي present.
ولا.
ما هي it stopped, unfortunately it stopped now. Wait here. Sometimes يعني the Zoom stop the sharing accidentally. It's supposed to be appearing to you now.
Oh, good.
Okay. طيب. Looking at the answer بقى. Now, first thing, يعني you all sent it as 50. Why? Because you didn't do the conversion. I told you. Here, take care of the trick of the conversion. He gave you the distance as 600 kilometer and the speed in meter per second. So this was the trick. The speed is in meter per second, so I have to change the distance from kilometer to meter to do the calculation, okay? Then I will do the rule, time is equal distance over time, 600,000 over 12. The answer is 50,000 seconds, not 50 seconds. You knew now what was your problem? You forgot the conversion.
Yes.
Instead, I converted it. For some reason, I multiplied it by 10 instead of 1,000.
Excuse me, إيه يا حبيبي؟
أنا
You what?
جيت أعمل الكونفرجن، عملت multiplied by 10 ل 600 بدل 1000.
طيب اوكي. طيب احنا بالنسبه للكونفرجن يعني if you are going to complete انا هديكم notes فيها الكونفرجن والحاجات دي كلها. ف you won't have a problem just to remember، وهديكم كم برضو problems يعني محترم بالانسرز وكل حاجه. بس firstly دي اهم بارت في الجزء بتاع سبيد، وده اكتر بارت الولاد عاده في التشيك بوينت بيقعوا فيه، جزء السبيد، مع انه اسهلهم بس برضو بتقعوا فيه عشان التريكس دي. تمام. طيب في حاجه تانية بقى. لا انا I need to move to the drawing. ثانيه واحده. Okay. Now I don't know يعني if you heard the word light gates. The light gates هي it is a way to measure the time, way to measure the time بس accurately to avoid the reflex action. يعني ايه reflex action؟ يعني انا دلوقتي مثلا او reaction، يعني الرياكشن تايم ده بتاع مخنا اصلا، ان انا لحد مثلا ما ابتدي take care that the time is passing and I start to start my work. Okay, now you hear me well?
Yes.
تمام. We have a light gate. The light gate, the device, it is used to measure the time accurately. حد فيكم لعب سباحة قبل كده؟
Yeah.
أو شاف Olympiads مثلا في السباحة والكلام ده كله. طيب هم how do they know the one who gets the first مثلا، بالرغم ان هم بيبقى الفوارق بينهم يعني ملي seconds مثلا. فهاو does he know مثلا الحكم ده ان ده وصل في الاول when the one touches الأوميجا. عارفين الأوميجا اللي بيلمسوها دي؟
أيوة. It's like
الأوميجا دي بالظبط. this أوميجا دي هي light gate. it is a light gate. it is a device. وفي الديفايس ده بيبقى فيه like infrared radiation. لما بيحصل ان it is cut التايم بيستارت to stop. هو التايم بيفضل شغال بس انا لما بعدي من اللايت جيت ده بيقف الوقت. طيب they are using it فين؟ usually they are using it في الرادار. عارفين الرادار اللي بيبقى على الطريق والحاجات دي؟
yes.
لما العربية بتبقى اوكي so they are using it to the speed check. عادة في الدرو ترافيك مثلا عشان احنا بنبقى عايزين سبيد ليميت معين. في السبيد كاميرا اكيد انتوا شفتوا السبيد كاميراز دي موجوده دايما في الترافيك على البحر يعني او في اي مكان كده بتبقى موجوده في كاميرا فوق. it is taking the picture of the car لو هي exceeded the limit. طيب هم كل ده بيعرفوه ازاي؟ بيعرفوه عن طريق اللي هي اللايت جيتس. اهي هي بتبقى two detectors بالشكل ده. there is a certain distance apart والتايمر بيبتدي يبقى connected لكمبيوتر or something like that mini computer وبيعمل calculation للسبيد بتاعت الكار once the time stops at the first and stops at the second. تمام؟ ف this is how they are measuring لو الكار دي exceeded the limit أو didn't exceed the limit. ماشي عشان تبقوا فاهمين فكرة يعني إيه اللايت جيت. اللايت جيت ده هو it is like two devices. the two devices دول بيبقى بينهم infrared radiation. we can see it. خط ما بيبقاش متشاف، نور ما بيبقاش متشاف زي اللي بيبقى في المالز، زي اللي بيبقى في أي حاجة لما بتيجي الباب يتفتح. ف those this radiation لما بيحصل إن a body cut this radiation بيبتدي التايم يستوب. ليه هم أصلاً they are using the light gates دي؟ they are using the light gates عشان إحنا عندنا حاجة اسمها reaction time. we are all having the reaction time. لحد ما مخنا يستوعب إن أنا هدوس الستوب واتش باخد وقت، بيبقى عندي وقت. ف the accurate way is using a light gate زي ما انتوا شايفين هنا كده. ثانية أهو two devices في بينهم light. two devices في بينهم light. when the body pass لما هيباس يكت اللايت ده the time stops. فيبتدي مثلا let's say إن هنا مثلا when it passed it was 10 كان ده التايمر وبعدين كمل عادي التايمر and this car moved to the other one and when it reached the other one it was مثلا so the time is what? If we looked here we will find that the time is the difference between when it starts and when it ends اللي هو 10 minutes أو 10 seconds whatever. معايا؟
Yes.
So this is the idea of light gate. What is the light gate? It is the device to move the speed accurately, the time accurately to avoid the reaction time. وأنا ببقى I know this distance and I will calculate the difference in time and this is how we can find the speed accurately. عادة is used in laboratory also طبعا في speed detection في traffic and so. تمام؟ اوكي؟ طيب. This is again here يعني how the light gate عشان في question كان موجود في سنة من السنين. He gave you light gates and moving toys. There are several toys and they are moving and he wants you to calculate the speed of each and every one. هنا I should make the light gates at the start terminal and the stop terminal. يعني لازم أكون عارف أنا هوقفهم في ال beginning and the last، وبشوف التايم زي ما قلت لكم وال distance between them. طيب the pattern of movement بقى. Now when I'm having an object and this object is moving at a certain pattern, how does the object how is the object represented on the graph? خلي بالكم الجراف I have the axis, x-axis and y-axis. Usually I have the distance on the y-axis and the time on x-axis. خلي بالكم يعني usually on the y-axis I will have the distance, and on the x-axis I will have the time. What is the slope? Do you know the slope from the math? The slope is the measure of the steepness of the line. يعني is the line steep or very steep, or the steepness is low and so on. عارفين فاهمين يعني ايه steepness؟ اللي هو الميل نفسه بتاع اللاين بتاعي. تمام؟ ف this is the word slope، عشان الكلمة دي هتجيلكوا كتير جدا في ال pattern of movement. When I have the slope steep ده معناه ايه؟ When I have the slope less steep ده معناه ايه؟ فلازم تكونوا فاهمين معنى كلمة slope كويس قوي. Slope, it is the measure of the steepness of the line. It is the difference between y2 minus y1 over x2 over minus x1. The slope أنا ما أعرفش أنتوا أخدتوها في الماث ولا لأ، بس it's supposed to be known from the math. معايا؟
Yes, miss. It's like 2 points on the line, and then we subtract the x and
بالظبط and divide them on the other subtraction. برافو عليكم. Okay, so this is the slope عشان ال question ده مهم قوي to know it. If anyone has a problem with the slope, please tell me now. If anyone doesn't know how to solve how to find the slope, please tell me.
أنا مش عارف.
تمام. بص the slope of any دلوقتي line أنا بروح عند point، بختار 2 points، okay? And I go to find the y2 مثلا و y1. For example, this is 10 and this is 40 مثلا. تمام؟ So the difference between y2 and y1 هو الرقم اللي بكتبه فوق، اللي هو 40 minus 10 هو ده اللي هيبقى فوق. طيب قصاد النقطة الأولانية دي بنزل تحت أشوف الرقم. For example ده كان 5 وبنزل كده تحت. For example ده كان 15 مثلا. باجي حاطط 15 minus 5 فتطلع 5، فالسلوب بتاعي هنا هو هيبقى ايه؟ 6. اوكي؟ فالسلوب هو الميجرمنت بتاع ميل الجهاز ميل اللاين بتاعي. تمام يعني؟ تمام؟
تمام.
اوكي. Let's move on. طيب any straight line has a constant slope. دي احنا متفقين عليها وما عندناش مشكلة فيها. طيب if the slope is 0 بيبقى شكله ايه؟ بيبقى شكله like the first one. When the slope is 0 when the slope is 0 بيبقى ده شكله. when the positive slope بيبقى ده شكله والنيجاتيف slope بيبقى ده شكله. ماشي؟ هتفهموا ليه الكلام ده دلوقتي. Sometimes I have a changing slope وسلوب هنا بيبقى increasing أو slope هنا decreasing. عشان أنا عندي في ال distance time in the distance time graph هبتدي أوريكم بقى أنا الكلام اللي أنا قلته ده إيه فايدته. Look here. السلوب بتاعي here it is the speed. لأن السلوب هو الدلتا واي اوفر دلتا اكس اللي هو distance over time. يبقى أنا من السلوب بقدر أقول السبيد بتاعتي دي constant high speed ولا low speed ولا إيه وضعها بالظبط. تمام؟ خلينا نمشي كده. هنا in this type of graph هيجي لك جراف زي ده. time is passing, distance is not changing. slope بتاعي ايه؟ zero. So the speed is what?
0.
برافو عليكم. يبقى هنا no speed. The object is not moving. Why? Distance is not changing and the time passes. slope بتاعي zero. So this is the speed when it is zero. طيب هنا I have a certain graph. Positive slope. يبقى هنا the speed is increasing ولا decreasing؟ هنا
increasing.
increasing. The opposite هنا the speed is
Decreasing.
لا. تخيلوا بقى، لا دي increasing ولا دي decreasing، الاتنين constant. عارفين ليه؟ بصوا كده، لو قلت ان ده 5 وقلت ان ده 10 برضو قلت هنا ده 5 قلت ده 10 اوكي at 5 وهقول دي 5 برضو the speed هنا كأنها ايه 1 meter per second. مظبوط؟ مش هي السبيد at any point؟
أي.
تمام. تعالي هنا اطلعي. for example دي 25 وانا عايزة دي تبقى مثلا آه
15.
لا بصي انا I will tell you انا عايزة اعمل ايه. I want to show you ان هنا ثانية واحدة wait I will say this is 5 and this is 10 ودي 5 ودي 10 اوكي وهقول ان دي برضو 5 10 15 20 25 and this is 30 وهقول ان دي 5 and 10 and so on. تعالوا هنا at this graph. If I want to find the speed at any point هي distance over time. distance اللي هي 5 over 5 هاجي هنا كده 10 over 10 مظبوط؟
Yes.
at any point it is the same which is 1 meter per second. هروح لدي at the 5 for example the 10 15 20 25 and this is the 30 okay the distance is هطلع هنا ال 5 هتطلع دي 25 فتبقى 25 over 5 هنا is 5 meter per second. تعالوا نشوف لما كانت 30 تقريبا عند ال 6 تبقى 30 over 6 هتبقى برضو ايه 5 meter per second. So the speed here برضو is constant بس it is changing the way.
Okay.
فهمتوا؟ يعني it is not increasing أو decreasing. The speed is constant at any point. افهموا دي كويس قوي. The straight line speed is constant. معايا كلكم؟ طول ما هو straight line the speed is constant. تعالوا نشوف لما بقى it is a curve. When it is a curve هنا بقى في الكلام. When هنا ال curve is moving up
Yes, مش سامعاكي. I can't hear you.
I guess there is a problem with Zoom.
But now I hear you.
I can hear you.
طيب who is left? مروان and Mushira, are you listening?
Yes, Miss.
Or you can't hear me حتى هنا.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Okay. صح؟ طيب. Unfortunately, I don't know what's happened. Some of you left. تمام. I guess there is a problem with the Zoom because other participants left and didn't join again. And that happened to me. The Zoom kicked me out. Okay. For Marwan and Mushira, please unmute yourself and could you please reply to my questions in the graph and how we represent the speed. في حد عنده مشكلة؟ كده جمعتوا how to calculate the speed. جمعنا ان احنا نخلي بالنا من الكونفرجن. عرفنا ايه هي اللايت جيتس وعرفنا how to represent the speed on a graph.
Yes.
تمام. Does anyone has any question related to any part ملوش علاقة حتى بالسبيد يعني if anyone has any concern related to any part in the physics generally.
مثلا دلوقتي باخد السيركت والسيل والباتري والحاجات دي.
انت بتاخد الباتري
والسيركت والحاجات دي.
السيركت انت في الالكتريستي. اوكي طيب انت عندك question يعني related للالكتريستي؟
لا يعني انا بسأل بعد ما نخلص يعني الديستنس والسبيد والحاجات دي ممكن نبقى نراجع عليه.
حاضر اوكي مفيش مشاكل.
last half term أو يعني 2 weeks ago أنا كنت باخد عن biological molecules. كنت باخد biology وامتحنت فيه. والترم ده دلوقتي قاعدة باخد في الكيمستري في الاتومز والstates of matter وكده.
اوكي طيب
next
وفيزيكس؟
term هبقى اخد physics مش الترم ده. لسه فاضلي كمان ترم واخد physics.
اوكي طيب بس مشيرة بصي عشان بس to know انت عارفة المفروض ان انت عندك التشيك بوينت it is the same timing as ours صح؟ يعني تقريبا في شهر April مظبوط؟
يعني ايه؟
الامتحان بتاع كامبريدج.
الامتحان انا في بريتش سكول واحنا بنستخدم الادكسل بوكس مش بنستخدم كامبريدج.
ادكسل اوكي مش كامبريدج. فهمت اوكي تمام خلاص. مروان حاضر هبقى اشتغل سيلز يعني هشتغل الكتريستي ارجع لك على الحاجات المهمه بالنسبه لك. اتس اوكي مفيش مشاكل حبيبي.
بس يا مس next term انا عارفه ان انا هاخد السبيد وكده عشان دي اول حاجه محطوطه في الكتاب.
يعني ما اي نو ما انا عندي الادكسل بوك ما انا بشتغل برضو عندي الاثنين. انا عاده بحب اللي هو الاوكسفورد في التشيك بوينت لان بيبقى فيه معلومات اكتر تنفعكم في الكور كمان. فانا for me يعني I have the book. فبرضو يعني انا ما اعرفش مشيرة انت ناوية تعملي ايه معانا بس generally نشوف كده نظبطها مع بعض no problem يعني.
اوكي مس هو فين درس الكيمستري؟
درس الكيمستري انا تقريبا كان مبعوث في الشات بس طبعا انا حاليا الشات بتاعي اتمسح طبعا.
بس انا كنت عملت له سكرين شوت انا ممكن ابقى ابعته في الجروب او حاجه.
هو انا بصوا انا هجرب كده اهوت هنا اهو I guess هو ده صح I guess
هو
join الواتساب جروب تقريبا هتلاقي عليه الفيديو بتاع درس الكيمستري. تمام مروان you can contact يعني شوف بقى انت هتمشي عايز تمشي ازاي او نشوف هنمشيها ازاي. ف I have no problem يعني لو الكورس هيمشي ازاي. اوكي.
ماشي.
Thank you for your time. Thank you. ها حبيبتي.
هو في الكيمستري بتاخدوا states of matter والاتومز وكده؟
بصي انا physics teacher بس هم يعني هم بياخدوا ده.
عشان أنا عندي 11th November عندي الامتحان بتاع الكيمستري.
لا بياخدوه بس I don't know بقى هم فين دلوقتي، فشوفي دبل تشيك كده الدنيا هتبقى عاملة ازاي. ماشي.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your participation. شكرا للوقت اللطيف ده فعلا مع بعض. Thank you مروان ان انت ما كنتش انا ما اعرفش انت ما خدتش السبيد بس ومع ذلك يعني you were perfect and same for you مشيرة. Thank you.
انا اخدت السنه اللي فاتت.
السنة اللي فاتت في آخر السنة عادة بندي صح. برافو عليك. See you إن شاء الله بإذن الله in our next session if you are going to participate and thank you for your time. Okay.
Thank you, Miss. Bye.
باي باي حبيبتي.
مع السلامة.
باي.